So, Dennis, have you heard of the Magnificent Seven?
I love that Western movie. I am a fan of those movies.
Not that seven. I'm talking about those Magnificent Seven stocks that are causing the S&P 500 to go through the roof. You know, we are trading at all-time highs.
There's a high? Really?
There is a high.
I'm busy watching gold.
Gold also.
Brought to you by Jana Cook, Taylor Realty Group, 501-617-9747. Don't delay. Call Jana. Brought to you by MForce Capital. Joanna Horton at MForce Capital, 501-922-9259. Your local professional in Hot Springs Village.
Gold also. But today, we're going to talk about those stocks that have moved the S&P 500 through this entire year. Actually, for the last 2 years.
Really?
They're AI-driven stocks. That's where all of the CapEx is going, where companies are putting their money and just pushing those growth companies through the charts, off the charts. And so that's...
Miss Joanna Horton, MForce Capital. I was just going to brief you. No, my point being, we talked in one of our other shows. I don't think you're going to find a more knowledgeable person in the village about financial investing. I really sincerely, and I know a lot of people.
That.
Well, you're very welcome. I really don't think so. Give me the 5 Mile High. What is AI? My mother asks me all the time, and I'm like, well, it's right here on my phone.
Well, it's really a hard thing to break down, but AI is just everywhere. It's everything and all things and more things to come. And so when we talk about AI as far as investments are concerned, it's everything that's going to drive technology going forward. And so when we talk about how to participate in these great returns, we've got to talk about those companies that are spending money putting AI in their business model. So of course we know Apple and Facebook and Google and all those, but really beyond that, where do you break it down to the next level, and how do you get to those next tier companies that are actually going to go through the roof?
Well, I hear, so I'm always following, we love Memphis. It's one of our favorite towns to go to. I hear West Memphis has got $100 billion development on that side, and I hear that Musk has made tens of billions at the old Electrolux factory on the east side of the river. Everybody is throwing money at this.
That's right. And so when you look at the returns right now, you can say that AI over the last couple of years has probably contributed to in excess of 50% of the S&P returns. And you have to wonder how long does that continue with those top 7 mag stocks that everybody's talking about. And so ideally, you have to go beyond that and say, okay, if all the money is going into those, how are we going to sustain this? What's the next level? And then you start looking at how are we going to run these data centers? Who's going to build these data centers? What kind of companies are we going to be targeting and building portfolios around? So it's that next level that's going to take it to the next new high.
Well, and one of the things I was going to comment is that one of the reasons that they built that Entergy is helping build on the West Memphis side is we have cheap electricity here in Arkansas, apparently. Yeah.
Yes.
How does that factor in, right?
That's a huge thing. Energy is going to be a big concern in running all these data centers. Texas is blowing up with them. Everywhere in the South is kind of blowing up with these data centers. And really, the amount of energy is monumental. And the only way that we're going to be able to solve this problem in the years to come is through nuclear energy. So it's a thing that we're looking at. It's a trend, obviously, that we're going to. But to break AI down might take us a month or so to get through that.
And I don't want to correct Joanna. I don't want to correct her, but it's nuclear.
Nuclear.
According to Mr. Bush, it's nuclear. Well, no, and what I was actually watching an article the other day, and for the layperson, we didn't answer the question very well. AI is a way where literally the computer can think. And I use that term very loosely, but it literally can think, and it can put together what I would think of as more complicated issues. I think.
So let me talk about that just for a minute. So AI, back to my trading days on the floor, kind of started as algorithm trading, and I wrote a big white paper on algorithmic trading and how it happens and why it happens and what. All this to say, let me back it up a little bit, is that AI started as algorithms that pick up on data, habits, momentum, volatility, those kind of things. And it's just blossomed from there. And so now what all these algorithms do, and everything that you use, everything that you run, from your washing machine to your refrigerator, all those kind of things, your cars, when you get in, they kind of know what you do already. And that's what AI is. It takes all that data and it throws it into the web. And when you get ready to pull that information out, you can pull yours and everybody else's. Mm-hmm. And so that's how we're going to drive technology forward. That's what's going to drive us in investments, in healthcare, in everything.
And actually, I think, to be fair, you and I are both pretty knowledgeable about this. Technologist for 33 years, we get it. We both get it. I think one of the things that we need to say is that there need to be some safeguards and some warnings. And you, my friend, can give a lot more information about that and what we need to be doing as far as investing goes. How do you put those bumpers in place? How do you look, we're getting, stratospheric gains. That's wonderful. Okay, well, that's right on the other side of stratospheric losses. Am I close?
That is true. And that's exactly how we happened to lose all that money in 2008 so quickly. But that's for a whole nother topic.
You'll have to come back for that show.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show. But really, you do have to have bumpers around. And that's the significance of having an individual person, somebody you can sit and talk to about the amount of risk that you're willing to take inside your portfolio. And, on the downside, what feels okay for you. And that's something that's different for everybody.
Sure.
So when we build out portfolios, those are the kind of things that we take into consideration. AI, a lot of people think that they're going to be able to use a Robo-Advisor. That's a real big thing. And a Robo-Advisor is fine as long as you don't want to talk to a person. And, they're trying to make people as human as they possibly can. But a computer is really only going to be as smart as the data that it's given. And so you want to be on guard with that and make sure that you're talking to somebody that really knows.
And let me break it down just a little. The camera that we're talking to right now has an algorithm in it. It actually looks for the sky behind us. It looks at the white area around us, and it tries to balance them more than they really exist. That's an algorithm. That's a mathematical computation, but it's not AI. It's when you start putting all these algorithms together.
When you layer them over,
right,
and it starts extracting data and coming up with solutions and information and results for you, that's when it becomes AI. And the beauty of it is it does cause us to think outside of the box, but you got to be really careful with believing everything that's there, even if they say it's foolproof. But
can I give you a warning?
Sure.
I actually, because we both keep up on this kind of thing. The Wall Street Journal had an article this last week where they were talking about that they didn't want AI to get outside the bounds, right? They didn't want it to dump the curb and go shut down the power grid or whatever. And so they injected code into the AI that said, okay, these are your boundaries. This is where you need to stop.
Yes.
And they checked it 3 days later, and AI had taken the code out.
Wonderful.
Yeah. If you need somebody to talk to, and you do, I can't imagine, and I don't mean this wrong, but the number of media sources that we have in the village around the world, anything that's around the world is also in the village now, but the number of media sources that you can get, that you can try and put this data together, you would probably prefer seeing somebody who's actually worked on Wall Street and knows how it works to make a financial plan. Did I hear tell that you do financial consulting? Is that correct?
I do. That's my bread and butter here in the village. And what I do is help people retire well and enjoy spending their money. And
I like that spending money part. So who do we need to call it? What number? What's that number again?
501-922-9259. And you'll either get myself, Joanna Horton, or Lindsay Robinson.
And I've apologized already for the wind because it's blowing Miss Joanna's hair out. Look what it's done to mine.
I know. Next time, new do.
Dennis Simpson, Hot Springs Village Venue with Miss Joanna Horton. We will see you next time.
Don't delay. Call Jana. Jana Cook, Taylor Realty, 501-617-9747. Whether you're buying, selling, or just considering. Oh, we don't need a realtor yet. Yes, you do. Don't delay. Call Jana. 501-617-9747. Call 501-922-9259. Joanna Horton at MForce Capital. She can offer a complimentary financial evaluation planning session just for you and your needs. Once again, 501-922-9259. Hot Springs Village Venues is brought to you by KVRE at 92.9 and streaming worldwide on iHeartRadio. KVRE is your family-owned local hometown radio station, so be sure and tune in for live local programming, news, sports, and information every day at 92.9. HSV Radio. HSV Radio is heard every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. or streaming on any of the major platforms. Hot Springs Village Radio is an eclectic mix of music, motivation, great music history, and Saturday morning fun. Join us every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. 92.9. And brought to you by the Hot Springs Village Voice, Hot Springs Village only newspaper, also serving all of Saline and Garland County. Your local newspaper for local events. No one else has more local news than the Hot Springs Village Voice about the Hot Springs Village area. Sign up today at hsvvoice.com or call 501-623-6397. Again, that's 501-623-6397. Located at 3576 North Highway 7 in Hot Springs Village, Arkansas, just in front of Walmart. Brought to you by Gotta Go Vacations. www.gottagovacations.com. Troy Woods and Patrick Cunningham at 501-204-4805 can help you with any of your travel needs. Patrick and Troy have been airline stewards for decades, and their experience and their travel can serve you well. GottaGoVacations.com, again, that's GottaGoVacations.com, can help you book the perfect tour for you, whether it's a riverboat cruise up the Mississippi or the Rhine. These guys are who you need to call. 501-204-4805. Troy or Patrick, 501-204-4805. GottaGoVacations.com. D&D Village Properties. Hot Springs Village only short-term rental with over 2,100 five-star reviews. All properties are lakefront. They include complimentary kayaks, hot tub, pet-friendly, and a stunning view of the lake. Visit DD Village Prop today for your vacation getaway.